Hi, everybody. This is Ev Zervadakis with Holistic Healing Astrology. And I wanted to talk to you today about something that I was not aware of, even though I've been reading and learning about astrology since I was 12 years old, which makes it 50 years plus. And, you know, this is a great thing about astrology. You have to always be willing to research and learn. You never really learn everything in astrology. So, what I want to talk to you today about is something very current. Today is a historical day, and we're going to talk about the Venus star point. Now, the Venus star point is when the sun and the planet Venus are exactly together, the same degree and the same minute. What's interesting about this cycle of the Venus Sun conjunction, and they call that when it's exactly on top of one another, they're kissing, and they call it kiss me. So it is 29 degrees Libra, 26 minutes, and it has not been, Venus conjunct Sun has not been in Libra, which is the ruling, Libra is the sign associated with Venus. So Venus is the ruling planet of Libra. So there's a huge connection. And I always say when the ruling planet of a sign is in its own sign at home, it's stronger. So you have magnification, you have duplication, you have an echoing. It's like cranked up volume. So there's a lot of attractiveness, a lot of heart issues as far as romance and love. And it also represents money. Okay. Venus represents money. Now, Libra represents harmony, balance, relationships, peace, and especially one-on-one relationships and partnerships, contracts. You get married, you have a contract, and open enemies, because if the contract's broken, then they will be your enemy, and we're going to know about it. So that kind of basic stuff about astrology. So what is this Venus star point? I'm going to show you on this chart here. And so this is today's chart. And right now we are in, let's hope I did this correctly, although I don't see it. So let's see here. So there we go, share. And right here on this astrology wheel, it's the current day, October 22nd, 2022. So it's 10/22/2022. And you see here that the sun is 29 degrees Libra, 34 minutes. And so it just went into Kisme. And the Venus is 29 degrees Libra and 36 minutes. So the cool thing about this is this has not happened since I believe it was 1790 or 1780. So what happens? This is one of the points. So what happens is every about 9 months, 10 months, the star point moves like a clock. The whole thing moves around. And till the next time that Venus and the sun are conjunct, but they also go backwards with the retrograde and forwards. But the dates that I have here, so for the first point, this is the first point right here. So now it's an 8-year cycle to go all the way around with the 5 points. So it makes a pentagon. It makes a 5-star over the 8-year cycle. But every 9, 10 months is like a time frame that you could do a wonderful project. So I don't want to get too far into the weeds because it's very complicated. But the lady that did a lot of research on it, the astrologer, is Ariel Gutman. And she's written books about it. That's her specialty. And it's amazing because this 5-star point cycle, if you track it, it makes like a blossoming flower, but it's geometric, sacred geometry, and it's beautiful. When you look at the, like the old spirograph game that we used to do. So the second point on your chart would be 14 degrees Gemini, 29 minutes, and that will be June 4th, 2024. That's the second point. So what are you going to do? You want to look on your astrology chart and see, do you have any cardinal signs in 29 degrees? And give or take to give a 10-degree orb. And you could look at that and see how it affects you. So so the whole complete big cycle, to go back to the first beginning, is about 250 years. But the thing is, it's an extraordinary study that Ariel Gutman did. So I just want to get through the points because for the next 8 years, you're going to have 5 points to look at on your chart. Now, point number 3 is 16 degrees Capricorn, and that will be January 6th, 2026. What's really weird for me is that's my father's birthday. He would have been 100 that day, the exact day. And then the point 2 is one day before my birthday. So I think this is kind of speaking to me, but you know me, I'm always looking for signs. So point 4 is going to be, and we don't have to share that. So point 4 is going to be 19 degrees Leo, 6 minutes, August 11th, 2027. And then the 5th point will be 3 degrees Aries, 28 minutes. And all this is the Venus Sun conjunction, okay, which is March 23rd, 2029. So I hope we're all here together so we could witness this whole cycle. And then we could, I'll be able to share a lot more of how it affected me. But it's a new cycle for me, and it does hit my chart very potently. So I'm going to see how that's going to work out. I just want to say a couple more things, though, about Venus, because Venus goes retrograde just like Mercury does. We all know about Mercury, but Venus goes retrograde. And the cool thing about Venus going retrograde, that's when it's an evening star, and it's in the sign of Libra. Okay, it's good to know the astronomy stuff, and then the morning star would be when Venus is direct. So how do you know if it's direct or retrograde? So let's just look and see over here, and you could see right here that there's no R. So if there's a R, I'm trying to find right here, Uranus is retrograde. There's a little R next RX, and that means retrograde. So this shows here that Venus is direct, and that's how you could tell. So I hope this is helpful. And then we are gonna look at some more interesting facts about the morning star, the evening star. And so when it's a morning star, it's actually not as bright. But when it's the evening star, it's very bright. It's retrograde, and whenever something's retrograde, it's closer to the Earth. So I thought you would enjoy that that little bit of information. Now, who cares that the that the Venus is kissing the sun? What does that mean? So what it is, it's an activation point. That's what it is. And um it kind of is what your cosmic heart wants. So you pay attention and you look to see what sign it's in. So right now the cosmic heart wants harmony, peace, love, you know, a one-on-one love. And let's just look at the big picture. What is going on out there? There's so much discord, there's so much violence, there's so much hatred out there. Of course, the universe is telling us, hey, it's time to love one another. And then you're going to see, how does this affect your chart? But you know how I feel about looking at a chart. I don't like to focus on just one thing in the chart. But look, what else is 29 degrees? Right here. Today, the moon is 29 degrees in the previous sign, which is Virgo, which is a semi semi sextile to this combination, this conjunction. So there's a little, see right here, that little blue thing. So there's an effect over there. You know, we might be emotionally picky right now. Um, and then right across from, there's no great opposition here, but there is a trine to Mars in Gemini. And I've been speaking about Mars in Gemini, but Mars is staying in the sign of Gemini for 7 months total. Because right now you can see there's no RX, it's not retrograde, and it's going to the end of the sign, but then it's going to go retrograde back and retract. That's why it's going to stay in the sign for 7 months. So we got 5 more months of this assertive, aggressive, violent, you know, abrupt, obnoxious communication, networking, and exchanges. All right. Just how does that affect your chart? You just look and see where it is in your chart. So this woman goes on and on about looking for when, like when you were, before you were born, when was the Venus star point, and that would tell you that 8-year cycle. And she feels like it's another important point in your chart, and that will give you another flavor of what you love in your chart. What is your cosmic kiss? What is it that tickles your cosmic heart? Okay. So that's basically the gist of this star of star point, the Venus star point. It's a little complicated, but just remember that everyone's got one in their chart. And today we are starting a new cycle, which I believe is a 250-year cycle. So it's big. And thanks to computers like this, we could show you, you know, we could progress stuff, move it forward, move it backwards, and see how it affects the person. But we could also see how fast it goes, and when it's going to be. So if you like this video, give it a like. If you want to share it, you have my permission, do so. We love that. If you would like to contact me, there's a link below that you could get in touch with me, call me. And yeah, and if you want more of these videos coming your way, subscribe so that way you'll get the notification, because I squeeze these videos in between clients and teaching and that kind of stuff. So I thank you again, and happy Venus Sun Kismet until we meet again. Bye bye.